Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is September 30th, Friday, and this is Crypto Week and Watch Us with Jackal and Jay. Jay, how's it going?
Had myself muted. It's going good, going good. The market's looking ugly though. We had a crazy close for the SPY. What was that, man?
Yeah, that was intense. That was an intense close. I can pull that up real quick. We can watch that. This is the 15-minute chart, and as you can see, we even had a gap down here. Market did just close, but this was a crazy day. We
Yeah.
started up at this is SPX. This is, I guess, we can pull up SPY. That's probably a little bit more personable to most people. But yeah, this was intense. This was an intense day. Opened the day up at 361, and right now we are hit lows of about 357, almost under 357, which is just crazy. I know we've talked about this for a while now, but I honestly didn't think it would actually happen. Us hitting below 360. My number in my back of my head was always 363 ish, somewhere around there. And so happy Friday, Nikki. So yeah, this definitely bled into the crypto market. Crypto did look good earlier today.
Yeah.
Pull up the Bitcoin chart, but as always, the stock market prevailed, and it brought down Bitcoin. So crypto does look kind of strong right here. We even broke up above 20K at around 10 a.m. And then now we're trading about 19.4. So that's pretty low. And as you can see, everyone, it's just falling right in front of your eyes. So
I would say there when we started breaking 19.6, that's really where problems started piling in. And yeah, I was like so happy to see that Bitcoin and crypto were doing well, because really what I expected was that if the SPY and the SPX were going to make yearly lows, then I was expecting Bitcoin to be at 17.6K, also pushing through that floor. But we're actually still at 19.4. So I think there's a little bit of light there to say that actually we've not been pushing for yearly lows on Bitcoin while we are so down on the stocks. So actually, to anybody who is in stocks and involved in stocks, I think that's a great point to basically highlight as well. Bitcoin is not bleeding as hard. So if you think that crypto is all that risky and so on, well, I would argue that right now being in the SPY and so on is way more risky.
right, I would agree. At this point, I don't think this is maybe this is the time you start. If you've got the money, right, you can start dollar cost averaging into nearly any security. But I mean, it's I wouldn't begin yet in the stock market. I would need a little bit more confirmation that we're going to begin a reversal. However, there are some individual companies that I would love to get in at this discount that we have right now. So with that being said, if you haven't, this is just a little aside, and this is, if you can look at this real quick, I will zoom out just a little bit, but this blue line up here is the US dollar, and all these other lines is every other currency compared to the dollar. As you can tell, the US dollar is reigning supreme at the moment, and that is part of the reason why crypto has stayed a little bit stronger. Is money is flowing into the US dollar, but it is also flowing into crypto. And so right here, there's so many different countries that I have pulled up, but as far as 25% down, and the US dollar is up 35% nearly. So this is just it's crazy. There's a lot going on right now, and we're here for the ride. So yeah, as the title suggests, is it time to buy SHIB and Luna? I will pull up the Luna chart right now. Yeah, because this is the perpetual contracts chart.
So
Luna.
ugly, man.
So ugly. But we did have a great little pump here around what is that, about 7 a.m. This morning. Great volume there. I personally was not awake for this, although I don't normally play Luna anyways. But this was in about an hour or so, 5% move, which is quite nice. And then from the high to right now, we're sitting at around minus 5.6%. So we are negative if you decide to enter into Luna this morning. But Jay, is it time to buy Luna or SHIB?
For me personally, the answer would be no. Just fundamentally speaking, I'm not a big fan of SHIB and Luna. I'm definitely, when it comes to crypto, I'm a very picky buyer, and definitely in terms of investing into it, that's not personally something that I would do. And even I play very little leverage on them. I'm way more confident and comfortable with the blue chips, both in the stock market and in crypto, really. So I
Me
tend
too.
to stick to that. It's so risky, this SHIB stuff. I had some earlier in the bull market, but luckily got rid of all of it. So yeah, not really to me, but one that is very interesting is XRP. I can actually pull up the XRP
Perfect. Go for it.
so let's take a look at XRP, because this truly is a crypto that has a lot going for it, right? It has been around for all the previous bull and bear cycles too, and it has been a top 10 cryptocurrency for a long time for a good reason,
Right.
right? They're also very well known to actually like be in this court case with the SEC, and this week I believe we got some good positive news out for that. And basically the judge said that the SEC had to provide certain documents that will likely lead to Ripple actually winning that court case. So it has been reflected in the price even over the past few weeks. If I pull up the daily chart here, um, like, and even in the biggest like bear market, it doesn't matter if you see a chart like this. I think that it's time to say, well, that looks really really bullish, because we basically had a huge like range for months long, but we're breaking it to the upside, basically
Yeah.
telling us that this is an accumulation range. So everything above this yellow line here on my chart, which is like an initial drop off point here at 46.55 cents, no matter what the SPY does, no matter what Bitcoin does. Like yesterday, even we had huge moves here on the daily time frame. You can see that we are just massively uptrending. We're constantly,
Yeah.
the good thing about this chart, I would say, is that XRP is actually pushing up, retracing a bit, pushing up, retracing a bit, pushing up, holding consistent higher lows on the daily time frame. So this is something that we've also seen on, for example, Chili's. So there's always some coins that will tend to do well, and XRP just also has a history of outperforming in the bear market. So yeah, this is personally something that I hold. And even if I pull up really quickly the XRP BTC chart, that's actually where it's really where it gets really interesting. Here on the daily time frame, you can basically see that if you would have gotten into XRP at the bottom for Bitcoin instead of in Bitcoin, you would have been up like in a massive, you would be up massively. So it would have been way better actually to accumulate XRP than Bitcoin. Um, so yeah, and this is something that I like to watch for on my altcoins. I want to see how are they performing against Bitcoin. And 90% of the altcoins, they will just bleed against Bitcoin. But then the few alts that actually gain against Bitcoin, those are worth getting into, because at a later stage you might want to sell those altcoins again and get your Bitcoin for that. So it's just a great thing to trade XRP. I think that we are probably not done yet to the upside even, and I think from this move here, like a projected next target for a higher high would already lead us to 60 and even 67 cents. So
Wow.
that would be and really I can see it happening. We're doing everything that we need to do to make that happen here for XRP on the daily time frame, stepping up, holding these higher lows. We're basically creeping up, and I would expect that once this local top gets broken at around 56 cents, once that gets broken with a good volume support, you will very likely see 60 cents for XRP at least, maybe even in the coming week. So keep it on
Wow.
your watch list, and we'll update you on this in the discords.
Yeah, yeah. Keep this one on your watch list for sure. Um,
Yeah,
on another note, I think that this might be a good time to short Cardano. Um, this is like the eighth time that we have hit this level down here. I will share my screen. So around this level of 43 cents ish, we've tapped it one, two, this whole congestion here, and then three times here, and another two times
yeah,
right here. This is on the hourly chart, by the way. So this, every time we hit that support, it gets weaker and weaker. So this might be this one. This could be the time. So we'll see. This would be something that if you do short crypto, this might be something to put on your watch list. If you are bearish on crypto at the moment, I think that Cardano could fall hard. It has really been held up quite nicely. This is a very rudimentary trend line right here. So I wouldn't say it's out of the question for this to bounce up and maybe test 43, maybe almost 44 cents again before coming back down. But I don't. This is one where I've got a pretty bearish bias towards. So we'll see how it plays out. I'm currently not in any position at the moment, but I am watching Cardano for shorts as we speak.
Cool.
So, but with that, I mean that's all that's going on. That's really all that's going on. AVAX is always a fun one to trade if you're learning to trade. Look at AVAX. It makes some very strong moves in both directions. It's easier. I shouldn't say it's easy, but it is easier to chart out. It makes some pretty defined moves. And so if you are looking for some practice or something to start on, please check out AVAX. It's a good one.
Yeah.
And with that, I don't really have anything else. Jay, what about you?
I was just maybe the last thing we can do is take a quick look at Chili's. I have not really looked at that actually over the past few days, but I'll pull it up. So this right here, well, this could be possibly, I think for Chili's, if we lose these lows around 22.7 and we push below that, I think that every bounce will be a lower high, and then that would give a huge short opportunity. So something that I'm personally watching for is a break of the lows, and especially a break of this trend line right now on the daily time frame. And I actually just bump into it as I see it, but we've got quite a little trend line going here. So
Right.
I would expect that once that yellow line here breaks, that's going to be probably a line where I'll put an alert on. And once that breaks and I see that we can get above it again, then definitely I think that a move at least to this red line at around 21.2 and then potentially back to these lows under 20 cents aren't out of the question. I could see many ways in which this actually sets up bearish. I think we have a level of support here. And what could be playing out here is that we have a left shoulder and then we had a head basically getting out the shorts of the market. Potentially now we're going to get another move down to this level of support. Once that yellow line breaks, that would be probably a good entry. And maybe we'll get another secondary push for Chili's without creating a higher high. And then from there on out, it would be a short opportunity for me. Unless we break above these highs, of course, then we're just confirming an uptrend and we can still get in.
Right. That's awesome. That's a fun one. You're pretty good at Chili's, huh? It's
Well,
a good one.
it has been a pretty easy one also to watch. I think that a good point that you're making with AVAX is like it's easier. Like, yeah, we all got to find coins and stocks that we do tend to do well with, and then just stick to that chart. You get your trades in a lot on a certain ticker. You become quite familiar with how that chart reacts. So yeah, that's some advice. If you find that you get some good results with, it can be whatever, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and altcoin, just keep playing it. As long as it works, there's no reason to fix that. So that's why I like to tend to a handful of stocks and crypto myself to focus on.
Yep, me too. In the exact same way. So yeah, there you have it, everybody. I think that will conclude this Friday, September 30th Crypto Weekend watch list. I hope you all have a great weekend, and we will catch you next Friday. But before we end, I do have a little quote that my roommate told me that I should say in this, and it is, if you are afraid, don't do it. And if you are doing it, don't be afraid. And I think that relates to trading, because if you are hesitant going into your trade, do not take that trade. That is on my trading plan. And so there you go. If you're in the trading plan, be confident in your trade. Or if you're in a trade, be confident in your trade and follow your trading plan. And, over the long term, if you've got a decent plan, everything will work out just how it's supposed to work out.
I love that. Absolutely.
So there we go. And yeah, with that, we'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.